Investors throw in the towel, consider this. And here's the silver lining you've all been waiting for. There are signs that when the stock market rallies, it could skyrocket. Todd Sullivan is an investor and a writer on valueplaysblogspot.com. Thank you so much for talking to us. When I read this article that you wrote, I was so happy to hear some good news all of a sudden, because I feel like all we do is bum people out with how badly the economy is doing, how badly the stocks are doing. You say that when the rally comes, it's going to be a doozy. In other words, that this is a one time in a generation occurrence, this recession that we're in. But when we bounce back, we are going to bounce back, and bounce back in an amazing way.
Yeah, there's huge amounts of cash sitting on the sidelines. To give you an example, if you added up U.S. savings and money market accounts in the last recession in 2001, it was about 30 to 40% of the U.S. market cap. That number today is over 100%, meaning the money sitting on the sidelines could buy the S&P. We've never seen levels that high. When investors get some good news, and when investors start to feel like things might begin turning around, that money is going to come flooding back into the market in a big way, and you could see a dramatic rally.
I think it's interesting that you say that the administration has added to the sell-off with all the negative talk. Are you blaming President Obama for all of the sell-off and the way that the stock market has plummeted some 20% since his inauguration?
I'm not blaming President Obama. I'm saying he's not helping. He's not helping investors' sentiment. He's not helping investors' outlook by saying we have to pass a stimulus package or we could see another depression. That's not helpful rhetoric. What's helpful is we can pass this, and there's sun on the horizon. I can see a brighter day. I see things looking better for us soon. It doesn't help to have the person leading the country saying, you know, if we don't do what I say right now, things are going to get like we've never seen them, guys. That makes people want to hold on to their money. It doesn't want to make people put capital at risk, either through a business or investing in the stock market or going out and spending it. They want to hoard it. They want to sit back and curl up in a ball, and that's what they're doing right now.
You say Obama has essentially not only yelled fire in a crowded theater, he has also said all the exits are blocked and I'm the only one who knows the way out. Those are pretty strong words.
Yeah, if you look at the rhetoric of the administration since they took over, they're using fear to pass their packages and pass their policies. They're not using optimism to say, let's do this and let's all get together and let's look down the road and see how great this is going to be. They're saying that 1939, 1929 is on our doorstep. If we don't do this right now, this is what we're looking at. And I don't know about you, but I don't know anyone who's going to want to go out and do something with their money if they're afraid that everything around them is going to come tumbling down. It's not helpful.
Let's talk about class warfare. Greg Jarrett's going to do an interview a little later in the show to go into more depth on that. But, you know, I get a lot of emails from viewers that say that back in the Reagan administration and in President Bush's administration, Jr., that tax cuts helped the economy. And now we're hearing about a certain portion demographic of our country are going to be having to pay more in order to somehow absorb this massive trillion-dollar debt that we've just signed on to. Talk about class warfare. I mean, how do you think President Reagan would have handled this, or President Bush, just to compare?
Well, I mean, if you want to just look at Reagan and Obama, to me, the comparison is striking. President Reagan was the eternal optimist. You know, when he talked about a shining city on the hill, he sat there and Reagan said, we are better than you think we are. We are not as bad as the people are saying we are. We are not as tight as straits as we say we are. We are better. We are going to get through this. We are going to persevere. Obama's saying, we're not as good as we think we are. We've been bad the last 8 years. You know, I'm going to fix this for you guys. The difference is, what Reagan would want to do is say, look, this is your money. I'm going to cut taxes for everyone. You know, the common misperception about the Reagan years is that the rich got rich and the poor got poor. The lower income classes made the greatest gains in the Reagan years. Yeah, that's what happened. And that's lost on a lot of people.
Yeah, we got to stay positive, because a lot of this is very psychological, and I think fear is the key word that you brought up here in why everybody's selling off, because they're afraid that they're going to lose their money, especially people that are close to retirement. What do with all the life savings that they see going down the drain, and they're in their 50s and they're hoping to retire soon and they can't? Yeah. All right, well, thank you very much. Sorry, your last thought there, and then we have to go.
Oh, I was just going to say real quick, I mean, you can look at Berkshire Hathaway, and right now the market is placing the risk of default for Berkshire Hathaway on the same level as Vietnam and KB Homes. There's no rational way that's true. That's how much fear is in the market. When that fear comes out, the money floods in, and you'll see a significant rally.
All right, Todd Sullivan, let's hope that rally is right around the corner. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
On our question of the day, Don Laster of New Jersey says the Democrats who think